to show you a way to sterilize your pieces. So normally I will wash them. Normally I wash them with this. I actually like the sponge ones better. This one, the one with the bristles, kind of like flops everything out and sprays me in the face. But so it's just like this, but it has sponges. I used to have one, but and then this comes off. It's hidden in the handle, and this is good for cleaning little areas as well. So I normally clean my parts, and then I go ahead and just throw them into the top rack of the dishwasher. They're all top rack dishwasher safe usually. Check what yours say, but I found that everything that I have gotten has been top rack dishwasher safe, except for these little I believe they're called duckbills, the little valves that maybe they're called duck valves. I should probably just figure that out. But anyways, these are not supposed to go in there. We have done it before on accident. My husband put some in there and they were fine. They seemed fine. I think it probably just makes them not last quite as long. Possibly, I'm not sure. Or suction as well, I don't know, because I know that when I got them it said to not put them in there. So usually hand wash these. They open like that. Can you see? And you just like put that little scrubby thing that I just had, the little one, in there to clean it. And then yeah, so but if I want to sterilize, I really like these bags. I used to like never want to use these because they're plastic, and like heating plastic up is not great for releasing like chemicals and stuff onto whatever you're heating up. But then I'm like, there's really no way to sanitize without heating up. So it's just how it is. So these bags are really convenient. Like there are directions that come with all of your bottles and your supplies that'll tell you how to sterilize them. And it usually involves a big pot of boiling water and like tongs and very specific instructions. And usually they say like you sanitize it every once in a while. You don't always have to sanitize them. So basically what I do is whenever I feel like it's been a little while, I kind of just guess in my head, I decide to sanitize. So like right now my parts have been cleaned, but they've kind of been sitting out on the little rack thing for a few days. There they are. Oops. Because I'm really bad at putting away dishes. So they've been sitting out. It's been over a week, so I'm like, I'm just gonna throw them in. I haven't sanitized them in longer than a week, but it's been over a week since I used them and washed them. So they're gonna go right in this bag. Now it has complete instructions on the back. Tells you exactly what to do, which is really nice. But basically, you fill the bag not very high. You don't want to put too much in there. You take 2 ounces of water and you pour it in there. I usually do it when I'm sanitizing a bottle. That way you just use the bottle that you have. You pour the 2 ounces in there, and then you just put the bottle in with it. Then you seal it up and you throw it in the microwave, and it gives you directions on what to heat it up to depending on your wattage on your microwave. So it takes a few minutes, that's it. And then I'll show you what happens when well, I don't know if I'll be able to show you because it's kind of awkward, but when it comes out, it's super hot, so it tells you where to hold. So you hold it on this side, it says hold here, and then this is where steam comes out, and you pour the hot water out of, and then you just let it sit until it's not hot anymore, and then you can take them out, and they're sanitized. Now there's also numbers on here. You can use this bag, reuse it up to 20 times, which is really handy that you can use this up to 20 times. And you can buy these in a big old pack. So I think these are pretty convenient and awesome, especially I feel like if you're somebody pumping, then you probably need convenient and awesome. And there might be another way that I don't know about. Oh yeah, actually I used to have like a steamer. I forgot about that. I had a sterilizer. That actually might be even better because, okay, so I'll try to link in a picture of a sterilizer. Like this I feel like probably is okay for me because I don't do it super often because I don't have to, but they do sell, they're like this big, and it's a little kit, it's a sterilizer kit. I used to have one, but I gave it away because I really didn't use it that much. But you put your bottles in, it has spaces for bottles, it has spaces for binkies and lids and everything. It has all this, and you fill it up and you put water in the bottom and then you turn it on and it like steams it and sterilizes it. Basically exactly what this is doing, but you don't have to put it in the microwave, it's a plug-in. And you can fit more in there, and it's, I guess, probably more sustainable because you're not using plastic bags over and over again. So yeah, that's an option too, and I'll link a picture in. Hi, okay, so now that I have everything sanitized, I'm just gonna go ahead and connect it to my pump, which I have a Medela pump and style. So I'm only gonna pump one side here because if you're familiar with my channel, my son only breastfeeds off of one side right now, except for at nighttime. So during the day, I really don't need to pump on the other side. If I wanted to, I could, of course, to try to help reestablish that side. And I don't know, that sounds nice just because to look even, as you can tell, I do not look even, but otherwise I kind of don't care, and I'm really lazy and just don't want to pump. And I also feel like my son's not going to nurse for very much longer, so I just don't see the point in pumping however many times a day I'm going to need to pump to like get this side to even out. So anyways, I'm going to use my Medela. I'm going to use it only on one side today. So it just goes right on there. And then also I wanted to show you a different adaptation that the Medela has. So I've done a driving and pumping video where I show you the adapter for that. And then there's a regular plug, of course. And then this is the battery pack that it comes with. And it takes 4 AA's. And it's just a really nice option to have because when I was working, which wasn't for very long, but when I was, definitely there were days where I forgot the plug charger or the car adapter, and then I had this, or I forgot this and had something else. So it's just nice to have all those options because when you need to pump, you need to pump, especially when you're at work. I also had the Medela Symphony like hand pump, which worked really well at first, but didn't last for very long. Like now I just can't get it to suction at all. But at first it worked really well. So I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna pump now. And if you wanted to know a way to sanitize your breast, which you should of course always wash your hands with soap and water, and I should probably like cut my nails because nails, like nail beds, are one of the best ways to carry and transfer bacteria. So short nails always helps. I think they recommend having short nails with babies anyways for lots of reasons, obviously, but that's one of them. And then if you were worried though, my favorite thing to use for sanitizing the breast is coconut oil. So I've mentioned before that I use the lanolin cream, and I've really only been using this because it was given to me at the hospital, and I'm like, okay. When I had my daughter, I tried using lots of other things, but what I ended up liking the most was the fractionated coconut oil, or even regular coconut oil. You can like get a little you don't need much, just like a little tiny bit of regular like thick coconut oil that you would use for cooking, and just rub it on your nipple, and that acts as a sanitizer as well, because coconut oil is naturally coconut oil is an antiviral. So this is something I feel really good about using. It's good for my skin anyways. It feels nice. It's easy. It's not as easy to travel with, but if you put a little bit of the hardened coconut oil, like the kind you would use for food, you could put that in a little like container and bring it with you. That's what I used to do for my daughter's diaper rash as well. That's my daughter. Okay, so that's it. It's kind of oily. I actually would recommend the thicker one. It's a little bit easier to apply. But anyways, then you just go ahead and put the flange on. Make sure it's the right, make sure your nipple's in the right spot, which is like not too, not like rubbing on any of the sides or anything. And then you can always massage. Like I'm really kind of engorged today right now because my son hasn't nursed in a while, because you can massage and it's circular motions. I was hearing that you wanted to massage from the it was from the back. Oh no, it was from like closer. It was like start closer if you're trying to get a clogged duct out, because you want to unclog it from the front first. Otherwise, things are just going to back up behind it and get more stuck. But I don't have a clogged duct right now. I just am full because my son hasn't nursed in a little while. So anyways, that's it. Now I'm just going to nurse. One thing I did want to say about the battery pack is I don't know if it's because my batteries are like a little bit old maybe, but I noticed the suction is definitely not as strong, so it might just take a little bit longer. But yeah, all right, well, I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. I will try to do more videos if they're needed. Oh, I hear my son crying now, so he might come and nurse. Yeah, the other thing I was going to say real quick is that the coconut oil is good too if you want to put it on before your baby nurses, because it's totally ingestible. Not necessarily this one. I don't know why these ones say that they're not, these skin ones. Because it's just pure fractionated coconut oil, chemical free. I don't know. Here's my son. Okay. Hey, okay, so I'm in the room. Hi, okay, so hi, honey. So I'm in the room nursing my son. He woke up, but hi. Are you happy? So I was gonna say that you can put the coconut oil. No, I'm not talking to you. Is that weird? You can put the coconut oil on your breast in lieu of other creams, and then you don't have to worry about your child nursing right away if they want to nurse, because the coconut oil is ingestible with no issues, and actually it kills bad germs but not good germs, which is really important, because part of what's so amazing about breastfeeding is that when the baby nurses, they send signals of their mouth sends signals of the bacteria that they're carrying to your body, and your body will create milk to match what they need. So so if you put coconut oil, So if you put coconut oil on, it'll kill any bad germs that might be on your body, but also it might kill some of the bad germs that are inside of their mouth, stuff like extra yeast that could be getting transferred back and forth. And not that this will work for everything, but it could possibly help. And it just makes me feel good that, like, he's not getting anything he shouldn't get, because some of those creams will say, like, don't let the baby nurse for like a few hours or something until they've had time to soak in. So yeah, that's that. Somebody's awake anyway. Yeah, bud. What do you say? Can you say hi? Hi. Okay, so then the only other things you would need to sanitize at the end of your pumping is going to be the pumping tubes, which the best way to get these clean are to just wipe them down with warm water and soap, and then after you pump, though, not while they're wet with soap and warm with soap and water, but like after you pump, you want to just keep them plugged into the faceplate and let it just go by itself and run by itself to get any moisture out of the tubes, and that'll keep these clean. And then if you're going to clean your faceplate, you're just going to wipe it down with warm water and soap. You could maybe even use like a baby wipe I would feel comfortable with. You're going to want to pop this off and wipe down the inside as well. You don't need to do this like every time. The letting this run, yes, every time, about 5 minutes after you pump. Cleaning this faceplate, no, not every time. For instance, I've never cleaned this faceplate, and I just heard that you're supposed to, so it doesn't get moldy, but luckily mine has no mold in it. There's like a little bit of dust, so I should clean it, but it's hardly dirty at all, so you probably don't need to do that very often. Although, you know, to be fair, I really don't use this very often, but it's also, I've never cleaned it in, my daughter's almost 5, so 5 years. It was used with her for about 1 year, and then 5 years later, now I'm using it for my son, or 4 years later I used it for my son. So really, you don't need to clean it that often. So that's it. I hope that was helpful, and yeah. All right, bye.